I mean, what can I say? But hats off to him, and I feel like he's got more to prove and they got more to do. Hopefully, he can get to the Olympia, and that's where it's all going to come down to.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
Alongside the legend Chris Cormier, Siddique Farooqi from the Dubai World Trade Center, the site of the 2024 Dubai Pro, the show just letting out. Chris Cormier, this came in as the very much ballyhooed first ever men's open class featuring the likes of a Behrouz Tabani, Nathan Asha, William Bonac. The season debut, I don't want to say pro debut, he made his pro debut last year, of Rubiel Mosquera. And at the end, it is Behrouz Tabani, the Iranian, winning this show and taking home $100,000 US.
Yes, and I mean, I got to say hats off to him. He had the great wide body, great shape, great taper, knew how to use his body. He seems like a seasoned vet up there. And, it also could have went to the second placer. Bonac. So Bonac had a great package, fuller than it was the last competition, just as sharp, sharp legs, sharp, he was sharper in the glutes than everyone else up there. So I thought that played in his hand and secured his second place spot. Nathan Asha, best back to a bicep in the top four here, had his strengths, and he had to settle for third. Rubiel, loads of will to get here. 4 months in the desert for him coming out of Colombia. Hats off to him too for all his hard work and improving. He's going to continue to improve, and he has a bright future.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the winner, Behrouz Tabani. Again, much has been made about the last 3 years for him. 3 times Olympia qualified. He earned his Olympia qualification at the Flex Pro in Milan, Italy. But this was one of those contests where perhaps nobody was at their best. This was one of those contests where, all right, you're going to try to figure out who has the less amount of weaknesses up there. And Steve Weinberger, as he does, he put them through the rounds. And it just seemed as if Behrouz Tabani, as prejudging went on, he seemed to stay strong. It didn't seem to fade at all.
Yes, he had some solid poses. As you said, most of the solid shots that he did, he kept with those shots. Didn't play around with anything else. Like I said, he pulled off the win here. And, I got to say, William was still, it was very tight, and it could have went either way with there, but they went for the wider, bigger Iranian.
What does it say, again, as far as, look, we know that it is a difficult road, and it's an unfair road for a lot of Iranian athletes to get their visa to compete in the United States, especially in bodybuilding when it comes to the Olympia. But he goes up here against really 2 of the more decorated veterans. Bonac, right now, you could say the most decorated veteran in the sport, and really notching a monumental victory over 2 of the best who have done it over the last decade.
Yes, tons of championships between the 2 challengers for him. He pulled it off, and like I say, I mean, what can I say? But hats off to him, and I feel like he's got more to prove and they got more to do. Hopefully, he can get to the Olympia, and that's where it's all going to come down to.
One observation for William Bonac, like you said, seemed to come in with a more fuller package. Now, this is someone who, again, we've been talking about him since he burst into the top 6 back in 2016. He seems to have evolved, year after year, iteration after iteration, yet he always manages to nail his conditioning. How do you think that worked with the fuller package that he brought here tonight?
I think it worked out great. I liked his look tonight. He was a little flatter to me when he went to the last show when Nathan beat him there. A little bit flatter there, but I think he was a lot fuller in the chest this time, and I think they nailed this condition, him and his coach. And I think he's going to do great in this coming Olympia. You got to watch out for the little guy.
And then Nathan Asha, one of the observations that I had, much improved in the midsection. I feel like he had real great control of the abs, real great control of the core. He seemed to be more in command of his posing here tonight.
Oh, for sure. Solid shots. Even, the front double, people don't like, his elongated waist there. It's something he can do with that also. If he contracted the outside of the obliques and I kind of shorten his waist sometime. I've done that in the past because my waist was the same. And yes, like I said, he had the better back to a bicep. He was tight enough to, could have moved up past William, but he settled for third, and I think he's okay with it.
And then, of course, Rubiel Mosquera making his season debut, turning pro in Prague last year, and then the next day competing against some of the best in the world and finishing third, right behind Michael Krizo. And who won? Oh, Samson Dowda winning that show. A lot has been expected of him, and you and I had a conversation last night that sometimes expectations are unfair, and especially when it comes to bodybuilding, a sport where you need time to develop into a physique. Obviously, he has the mass. He has more mass than anyone, perhaps, in all of bodybuilding. This is going to be a process. 4th place against a very strong field. What did you see out of Rubiel tonight?
I think he's getting more comfortable on the stage. The first time he competed in the NPC, he wasn't that confident. Even right here, he's going to look at the tape. He's going to learn from what he did, learn from what he didn't do. It's just a matter of time. But, like I said, it's his 6th year. And I want to say it again, his 6th year in the gym. And that right there should tell you guys it takes time. You put 10 years behind you, 15 years on your body, then that's going to be a bigger difference. And so he's refining his body still. I think, he had a little bit of cramping going on, so he was adding more and more salt and salt water backstage. And I think that's probably overdid it at the end. He can do another show at the Italy Pro. So
with Hunter Labrada.
Yeah, with 6 or 7 weeks from now, I think you can see even a better package and better, more confidence for him. And coming from humble beginnings of Colombia to be in front of the world and displaying your body and your hard work, I think he's doing a great job, and he's got a really bright future.
Ali Edward Cargbo making his open class debut, absolutely sensational, coming in 5th place. Let's talk a little bit more about Classic Physique, where we saw Breon Ansley, veteran. Again, we knew what this show meant to him. We saw, again, how he further tuned his physique, going up against really one of the up-and-coming stars in this division in Vahid Badpe. He was simply the best on stage. What did you see out of Breon Ansley?
That's my main guy for Camp Cormier. I mean, what can I say about Breon? I feel like, it's been a long time since he's won a competition for us because, every time we go to a show, we're always looking for the win. So, to get back in the winner's circle, he must feel great. He did all he could to get ready for this competition, doing all the extra work, whatever it is. Even when we're in the airports, he likes to take the stairs while I'm using the escalator. He likes to he don't want to take the cab, he want to walk. He's doing this all the time throughout the prep. Everything he could do to make himself the better competitor. I think he just outclassed these guys as far as experience and just that frame that he has. He could have been even a little tighter. He wasn't 100%, but he was well enough to win. Classic
Physique, 212. You had a battle between Angel Calderon, a grizzled veteran of 5 Olympias. He's finished top 3 in the last 2 Olympias. He went up against maybe the story of the weekend in 21-year-old Turkish 212 star now, Nihat Kaya, turning pro last year at the age of 20. There are questions as far as when he started bodybuilding. We spoke to him earlier in the week. He said he started bodybuilding when he was 12 years old, 21 years old. Very, very impressive. But let's talk about the winner first, Angel Calderon. Again, truly one of the veterans. Sean Ray kept making Branch Warren comparisons in terms of sort of the granite thickness that he brings, the razor-sharp condition. What did you see out of the winner, Angel Calderon?
Oh, he just had that raw power, that raw thickness, and I feel like, his experience, got him to win here. He tried his hand at the open class at the New York Pro this year. Yes. Came back down to make the weight here in Dubai. Hats off to him. He was grainy, he was thick, he was hard. He had everything that the judge was looking for. The 21-year-old, better look out for this guy because he is going to be a killer. A killer. Nihat
Kaya, absolutely. What more can you say about him? Absolutely sensational in his pro debut at the age of 21. What impressed you the most out of what you saw out of Nihat?
Well, his shape, his God-given shape. I love the shoulders. I love the attributes he has in his physique. And then, when he continue to grow and continue to get better and evolve into a great champion, he's going to be able to utilize his body more and improve his posing more to show you all the gifts that he has.
And then finally, in men's physique, really no surprise there. Aaron Banks, former men's physique Olympia champion, comes in and absolutely ice skates to the title.
Yes, he was out here early in Dubai, walking tigers, doing a little content, doing everything he could. I saw him in San Diego where he was putting on a clinic for posing, and then he said he was coming here, and I told him, I said, hey man, just do what you do. You added the exercise, they added extra weight for the category. The taller guys, he said he had 10 pounds to play with as far as adding meat to his body. And I think that's one of the things he was lacking. He was a little bit shallow when it comes to his chest and that, and trying to make that grow. But he came from, humble beginnings of a fat person, an overweight person, I must say. And look, he's one of the top physiques in the class.
Top physiques and truly one of the top personalities in all the game. We saw him at the Big Bang. So we saw him at the competitor check-in, and came onto the stage with a cowboy hat. Again, it's that swag that he brings to the sport, and I feel like that's something that needs to be a little bit more promoted. So good for him. But again, that's someone that comes out here. He hears his name. The crowd, by the way, the crowd was absolutely bonkers. I've never seen, aside from the Olympian Arnold, I've never seen that size crowd for a pro show. But when Aaron Banks came on stage, you heard the roar in this building. He had that big $1 million smile. So a great moment for him.
Oh yes, it was great. I was really happy for him. I'm happy for him to get the win. Him and his girlfriend backstage, they really, were taking photos together and chopping it up. I'm really happy for him. Like I say, coming from Fresno, all the way out here to Dubai, getting the win, taking that money home, taking that trophy home, taking momentum on into the Olympia.
And then finally, of course, Chris, this is the second year you and I have worked this show together. It's the first year that this show featured a men's open class division. And look, Bader Budai, Bob Chigarella making the announcement earlier today that the prize money, the overall purse for next year is going to be raised to $500,000. This show is getting bigger and bigger, and you saw the kind of crowd that we had here. You saw the stage that we're standing on here, how big it was, how well produced everything was. Your impressions of this 2024 Dubai Pro?
Oh man, I couldn't be happier. We got some wins. The fans came out in droves. They have the expo here. They have all the different booths that's coming up. It's getting bigger and bigger in Dubai. I can't wait to see the next one. And then I know Bader Budai personally, and I know he wants to get better and better. I know he wants to have the #1 show that in the whole Middle East, and I know that he's going to do everything he can to make that happen.
Well, it's been an absolute blast, a great show, a great contest here today, and just an overall great time here in Dubai with the Oxygen team. We thank them for bringing us out here once again, really rolling out the red carpet, allowing us to do what we do. Great meeting all the celebrities around the expo, great meeting the fans, and most importantly, it was an entertaining show, a great show, and at the end, it was a worthy set of champions, with Behrouz Tabani winning in the open class, Angel Calderon winning in the 212, Breon Ansley in classic physique, and Aaron Banks in men's physique. Chris Cormier, go get your steak dinner.
I'm ready.
And then safe travels home, my friend.
Thank you so much. Good to see you again, and hopefully be talking soon in the future. And let's go get him. Let's go get some food.
You heard the man. Let's get some food. Keep it locked. RXMuscle.com.